No, I actually, well, my first job was actually a crime prevention film. Now there's a thing. And yeah, that was 1975. And then I just went back to school because that film was over. And then I went to a little drama group in the church hall in Notting Hill. And the rest is history. Dark history. No, it's true though. That's exactly the kind of stuff that happens in show business. I work with Norman Wisdom. You know, we were born in the same hospital. Yeah. Didn't get me far as in.
No. A lot of actors have said their life would have taken a very darker path, different path if they hadn't have gone into acting. Do you think you would have gone down a more criminal route, shall we say? Or do you think you would have gone, learned a trade?
I left school with no qualifications, so probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, well, the thing is, well, if anyone knows anything about Notting Hill in the 60s, then you could have very well got in trouble. But, it's an art to stay out of trouble. So, isn't it? It is round there. Yeah, so that's what I did. When they was all in the pub getting pissed, I was jumping around in tights and ballet shoes. That was fun in Lapper Grove.
Yeah, I bet it was. Yeah, but you didn't get any funny looks at all, did you?
When you got to bed, I'd be running too fast. Yeah, that's true though. But I'm sure there's a load of people that have got their own little stories. As I said, this is my 50th year now. Yeah, 50 years. Still a twat. No, I've been places that people wish they'd been. Well, I mean, it's all over, innit? I met the Queen in 84, what's the point of carrying on? I met her sister 2 years before that. Margaret, she was the one, wasn't she?
Didn't go out drinking with her, did you?
I never got to Mystique. No, it's great. I was in Barnum at the London Palladium with Michael Crawford. That's when I met Madge, Margaret. Yeah, she was the one. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Where do you go from here? And I've got receipts. I've got the focus to prove it. Can someone take the bottom out of my voice? My voice out of their bottom? No, I'm joking. No, seriously though. Well, I had a whole career before Red Dwarf. That was really my first big telly. But I'd already been in 6 West End shows before that. In fact, I was in a West End show when I auditioned for Red Dwarf. So I ended up doing Red Dwarf in the day and going to the theatre at night. And cracking one out with Cliff Richard. Love. I used to sing a duet with Cliff in that.
So would you class yourself more as a performer at that time then, rather than an actor? Singing, dancing, the whole...
I still am. I'm a song and dance man.
Yeah.
That's why Strictly was a piece of piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's a minute and a half of dance. The last number in the first act of Cats is 15 minutes long. They said, oh, Strictly, would you time it? No. It wasn't. And I was the oldest person in the show, including the judges. And they old. They got rid of Arlene. Too old. Am I lying? See? That's why what's her name got it all done up. See? She don't want to go down the same road as Arlene. But, that's showbiz. I'm afraid.
So how did Red Dwarf come around then? Did you audition for the part?
I just went for an audition, like everybody else. As I said, I didn't really care. I already had a job. I was at the Dominion Theatre with Cliff, and so I was kind of relaxed. That's exactly. I was so relaxed. I was late for the audition, but I didn't know. So I walked in, I didn't apologise, you know, the BBC were there, and Ed Guy and Paul Jackson. And I just sort of walked in and went, "Hi guys." And I got to do the That's Mine scene once. And then Paul Jackson sort of rushed me out the door. I went, "I've only just got here." He went, "You're half an hour late." I went, "What?" And then apparently when I left the room, they already knew they were going to use me. They said the only problem was they had to sit there for 2 days and audition the rest of the people that they'd already booked. It's a wicked game, innit? None of those people had a chance of getting that job. But then again, I was in the same position, you know, in many other jobs. They wouldn't know. So, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. So, the West End version of Shrek, I auditioned for that. So when I came out, Richard Blackpool was going in, so I know Richard. And so he got the job, right? A week later, I got Death in Paradise. You see, for every down, there's an up. Now I know which job I prefer.
And I guess, sorry, with Red Dwarf, you would have looked at the script and gone, "What the hell is that all about?" But Death in Paradise, you're like, 6 months in the sun. Yes, please.
Exactly.
Yeah? Must be the easiest job ever.
Rather than a cold warehouse in Clapham.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, but I think Red Dwarf, God, we used to freeze our asses off in that place. You know, those big studios, it's like, imagine being in air in Lycra with no heating. You can't have the heating on because it makes a noise. So, yeah, like when we did the Crichton episode, we all got sick because you can't sweat out your head in that. So all the sweat's going down your back, down in your shoes, and we all got sick doing that episode. So we all bowed down to Robert Llewellyn, who'd been doing it for 35 years. Yeah, no, that was horrible. That was horrible. Yeah, but that's showbiz.
Why do you think, in your opinion, Red Dwarf has lasted as long as it is, got the fan base it has? Because on paper, it should never work.
Well, when I read that script, I said, "Who's he talking to?" Because he was just rapping it, you know, and I'm like, "There's someone in the closet." It's like, and he was talking to himself. So I said, "This show is going to either be the best show in the world or the biggest pile of poo ever made." And luckily for me, there's people from the Czech Republic here, I can see. See? Eat dirt, suckers. Yeah, no, I did a motorbike show and we were riding through Spain. We got to Granada and there's a bar called the Red Dwarf. And we got next to it, it was next to a sex shop. True story. And it's Enano Rojo, that's the name of it in Spanish. And I got a t-shirt. And I met a Spanish guy and he said, everybody in there absolutely gets ripped. You know, and so I said, I was a bit like Red Dwarf. No wonder they called it Red Dwarf. Yeah, so I've in one of my movies, I'm actually outside telling the story about this bar. And I've got the t-shirt, so yeah. Oh God, I've been all over the place. I was making Blade 2 in the Czech Republic. I was in this bar, and I looked up at the telly and Red Dwarf was on. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know it was on in the Czech Republic. And so we was doing the big scene, the club scene in Blade, and of course, all of the people in that scene were all kind of like tickies and punks and goths, and so they all watched Red Dwarf. So the Blade lot got sick and tired of hearing about this fucking show, Red Dwarf. And they ended up going, "What is this fucking show?" I mean, I was talking to the producer one day, and this girl came up and said, "Red Dwarf is better than Blade." And so I had to bring the DVDs in for them to see. No one talked to me for about a week. Wesley was trying to cut my head off. So, yeah, it's taken me places that I never thought I'd ever go. Yeah, 240 territories around the world. They'd show me. Exactly the same as Stephen Paris. I did this at the Red Dwarf convention once. It's the longest running show on BBC Two. Red Dwarf! What's the biggest drama on telly? Fair enough. What's the biggest show on telly? This is when I was in Strictly. What's the biggest show on telly? Strictly. I just kept doing that. Yeah, I got to 5 in that.
Excellent. I mean, you've done quite a lot of kids TV as well. First time I ever met you, you were being all cool and like, yeah, I was in Blade. My son at the time was about 7, and he went, it's Milton Wordsworth, and you just went into character for him.
Story makers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I sang the theme tune. Yeah. The sun is down, the stars are bright. Story makers come out tonight. Milton Wordsworth, story maker and magical maestro at your service.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And is that something you kind of took on because you wanted kids to read, or was it just because it was a job?
No, but I've already, you got to remember, Maid Marian was already huge.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
first series of Maid Marian won 3 awards, including the best children's show in Europe. So that came after that. And as you know, Maid Marian Pancake Day is a staple diet, isn't it? It's the biggest thing. Every year it comes on, it's just crazy. And so, well, Story Makers, I shot 67 episodes in 3.5 weeks. So I was in the studio on my own, and it was just rehearse, record for 3.5 weeks. Yeah, it was crazy.
You say on your own, you had Jelly and Jackson with you, of course, you know.
Jelly and Jackson.
Talking Maid Marian, last time I spoke to Tony, he said they were looking at kind of maybe doing something with it. Have you heard anything?
No, about that.
No.
I can't imagine us now. Can you imagine Barrington with grey hair? Or no hair? Yeah, no, I mean, but also, you know, Tony Robinson, I mean, he wrote a fantastic show. And again, it was musical numbers and all that. And as you can imagine, I think the Pancake song's as big as Tongue Tied. You know, every year my social media just is littered with this song. Pancake Day. I might do a single of that and see if it can beat Tongue Tied in the charts. Hey? Can you imagine if that went in the charts? People would go mad. They went mad when Tongue Tied went in the charts. No one would play it on radio. They went into the charts with no radio play. Who needs radio play when you got fans? Yeah. I'll do another song tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna Eat You Little Fishy. Thrash metal version. You think I'm joking? I've already done the backing track. If I find it, you're in trouble.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you played me a dance version once. If I'm going to eat you, you played like a rave version of it. I think. You've got them all, haven't you? Yeah.
Carry on as you were. Hold on. We can still talk.
We can still talk. Good.
Yeah, I'm ambidextrous.
Yeah. So going back to Red Dwarf, do you have like a favourite moment from it? I know there must be hundreds, but is there one that really
When
sticks
Wayne
out?
Dibley comes up.
Yeah.
Because then I had 2 hit characters in one show. People are lucky if they get one show. And then they're luckier if you get a hit character in it. Nobody wants to be the butt of the joke, do they? Yeah, so I had, in the same episode, 2 characters that are still out there cracking on. Yeah, I'm a lucky guy. What a guy.
And Craig often says that your own wardrobe is a bit like Cat's wardrobe, the fact you've got hundreds and hundreds of clothes. Is this true?
Mine's bigger.
Yeah. Is it as flamboyant?
So, what, you think I'm lying? Cheap as chips. Looks good though, right? See? All smoke and mirrors showbiz, I told you. Smoke and mirrors. Well, in our show, we're smoking and mirrors. So, yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, very hard to.
So, after kind of recent events and Rob and and stuff. What do you think the future of Red Dwarf might be? Whether that be, you know, books or audio or more TV?
The Titan, the book is coming out. Apparently, I heard Chris Barry's going to voice it. Yeah, because he died before his book came out. Yeah, but well, it's better than being alive and dying when your book comes out. So the last time I saw Rob was in Prague. It was him, his wife, me and my daughter spent the weekend in Prague. You should go there. They're crazy. I had dinner with the mayor, not 1, 2, right? Me and Rob. And the governor of Brunei. I was dressed in traditional Czech clothing because I said at the con, right, there was a big archie-barchie with Brno and Prague. So if you can imagine, it's a bit like Sunderland and Newcastle. If you tell a man from Sunderland he sounds like he's from Newcastle, that's fighting words. So if you imagine, it's a bit like that. So I was on there bigging up Bruno because of the motorcycling, because I used to go to the Grand Prix in that, and the guy who owned the circuit in Brno he owned a team, and his son was the only rider in the team. And so he came over to Prague Comic Con from Brno and visited me at Prague. And so when I was telling them about it, there was a lot of like, ooh, going on. I said, what's going on? And they said, well, you know, we don't really have it with Brno. And so I said, right, the next time I go to the Grand Prix, I'm going to go in traditional dress. Because I saw an AI version of the Red Dwarf cast in traditional Czech clothes. So there is a picture on my table of me in that traditional dress next to the AI version. And so when the governor of Brno saw me, and I've got the video of him bigging it up. See, that's the kind of thing that happens in the Czech Republic because of Red Dwarf. I get to have dinner with the mayor twice, well, 2 different ones, and hang out with the governor of Brno. Never been for a cup of tea with the mayor of London. Hey, or anywhere else for that matter. Hey, we'll leave that one there. Such nice people in the Czech Republic. But it's true. And I've got the pictures to prove it. Yeah, get out of that one.
Yeah. So what is the nicest place you've ever been to? What's your favourite place in the world? And you can't say Czech Republic.
My bedroom. No, the cat's bedroom. And we've all seen that.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yay. No, the best place. I've been to too many. I'll probably get shot if I said anything anyway. Well, as I said, I've been all over the world with Red Dwarf. Australia, New Zealand, I mean, it goes on and on. Still never had no tea in London. But anyway, it's not as good as American tea anyway. Yeah, I've been all over the world. I've been to Iraq, Syria, Jordan, Mauritania, Morocco, all over the place. And everybody's been lovely. What can you say? That's it. And maybe it's just because I'm on telly. I don't know, but I've never had nothing but praise and people enjoying themselves because of it. So it's a blessing. I could have been in going to Clacton every summer. That's my first holiday, Clacton. Walking around with a kiss me quick hat. What's that all about? You don't see anyone getting kissed when they've got one of them on.
Running away from it, don't you?
No, you see that coming in, you're like, I'm still trying to find, I'm going to eat little fishy. He keeps interrupting me.
I'm just going to sit here in silence now.
No, you won't.
I don't think you could. I'll be thinking about it. What are you working on at the moment? If you can tell us.
I just did an animation film with Sean Pertwee, actually. It ain't out yet. Well, that's going to be good. We play bounty hunters. I'm a duck and he's a boar. Like you do. It's true. Yeah, no, that was good. What else? Some short film I did just came out. Sound Asleep. I did the Da Vinci Code, the world premiere of the stage version with Nigel Harman. None of you came to see that, did you? I'm only the second person in the world to play that part. See? You don't read about that though, do you?
It's a long way from Blackpool.
Hey, I'm telling you. But you see, Blackpool's my kind of town. This is where I would have been plying me trade. My first show was in the Isle of Wight. The second one was in Plymouth and Hastings. All of those little, seaside showy towns. That was before variety was dead. So those guys have all been put out of pasture now. It's all about people watching telly now. You can't get up and do a number on Gogglebox, can you? Yeah, you can. But yeah, no, I mean, as I said, I'm a sort of dance man, so that was my life. Yeah. So I did my one-man show. None of you came to see that, did you? Sammy Davis Jr. 21 songs, 2 hours. It's the 100th anniversary of Sammy Davis Jr. Hey. See? Everyone's going on.
So he finds a job offer and is he going, why didn't I respond to that one? James Bond?
Email. Right, you're in it now.
Have you ever watched your dad with technology?
Is it going to be worth it, you say? Oh, of course, there's going to be no kind of internet here, is there? There it is, baby, but of course, this is England. Mate, I've had signal in the middle of the sub-Sahara. Hey? Mate? Yeah, you see this. There ain't nothing to hear. Oh boy, if you heard this, you shit yourself.
But it is there.
It's there. If I had internet, you'd hear it, right? Carry on.
Yeah.
Anyone got any internet?
Well, we're virtually out of time anyway.
Hey, see, don't blame me. Don't blame me.
So if you hear it blaring out later on, you know
I'll
why.
put it over the system.
Yeah.
Come here and play it.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Right?
Yeah. But show your appreciation.
I guarantee you'll hear it.
That is John-Jules.
Yay! It's so true. It is so true. Right. We'll see you on the green.